Good evening and welcome to Nice Drop Report. We are live and loud from Tyler Street Sports in downtown Auckland on this historic day. Auckland FC playing their first leg semi-final away to Melbourne Victory. Lots going on tonight, lots going on across the ditch in Melbourne. We're going to be crossing to members of the Port, Auckland FC fans who are just about to start their march to the stadium. What a big night, Matthew. We are downtown. This bar is already pumping. What's happening, Matt?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it feels like the game's about to kick off in the next 5 or 10 minutes. It's the first time I've actually been here before a game. It's absolutely fantastic. Tyler Street, shout out. Awesome.
Yeah, we've got 2 hours to go before the kick-off. Just to let you know, this show is going to be an old-fashioned build-up show. As you know, Matt and I, a couple of pommies. One of the great things about the big games for me was always the build-up.
That's right. I mean, again, a lot of shout-outs already, but I think my dad only ever used to like the build-up. That's all he ever used to watch. He'd watch the build-up. He sometimes might record the game, and he'd watch the game later, weirdly enough. But yeah, build-up. This is what we're here for, giving you a bit of a taste. Yeah, so we're going to be talking to some people down at this bar. We've got some favourites of Nice Drop Report, and we're going to be crossing over to Melbourne. And there's also a party going on in Cambridge, which we're going to be crossing down to there. Lots going on here in downtown, not only in Tyler Street Sport, but we've got Taikute Square with the 30-metre screen. You've been out and had a look at it already? It's great. It's fantastic. I was about to say get yourself down here, but I don't think there's any more room.
I think it's a sellout. The tickets to get into this event down here is a sellout.
That's going to be pumping. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Huge event. We would like to thank, first of all, our sponsors, Behemoth Brewing, who are backing us to put on this podcast tonight, and USL Sport Health, who are the providers of sports medicine to Auckland FC. So we've got some backers tonight, so you might see a few t-shirts and ads, which is great because it gives us a bit of strength to go out there and make these beautiful bits of content, hopefully. First of all, I think we're going to cross over to Melbourne, where we've got Neil Simmons is waiting in the wings. Let's get Neil on. Now, Neil, we understand, is a Melbourne Victory fan. Let's add him to the stage. Here he is. Oh, we can hear him. Neil,
hello.
You're on, mate.
There you are.
Hello. Wow. I've never spoken to someone directly from New Zealand before, so this will be a fantastic experience.
Oh, wow.
Well, welcome to Nice Drop Report. You've come recommended by our good friend Robbie Feldman. So tell us a bit about yourself. You're a Melbourne Victory fan. You work in sport as well, but you're a fan?
Sort of waned a little bit last sort of 5 to 10 years since working in the media, but I broadcast on the Melbourne Victory, work with the league as well as the collective A-Leagues broadcast as well. So we've been doing the Australian-based broadcasts for a season, and I'm here at Andy Park right now. So it's been exciting.
So you're actually working on the game tonight at Amy Park. What is that? Is that ground going to be full tonight? Is it a kind of big event in Melbourne this evening?
I think football within Melbourne, especially during the winter months with the AFL coming back in and what have you, definitely dampens the crowds a little bit. I think there's a game in Marvel Stadium tonight. I could be incorrect. All fans here are very much fair weather. The team's doing great. Fans with stuff. I think Victory has definitely lost their way over the last sort of 5 to 10 years, sort of 5 years at the very least, in terms of just the identity around the club. Most of the $9.5 million lost last season, last financial year. So I think the effects of the pitch invasion in 2022 definitely lingers. But you look at the squad on paper, it's unbelievable what they've assembled. Credit to John Divilitza for assembling this squad, and I think it's a case of disenfranchised supporters, disenfranchised fans across the Melbourne Victory landscape, but there should be at least 15,000 tonight, hoping to push 20, but we haven't seen a semi-final here in Melbourne, I think, for 3 years. So, and that was obviously pre-COVID as well. So it's definitely changed a little bit, but I think you will see a atmosphere tonight. I'm not sure what shape it will take, though.
Like new kids with a shiny toy here in Auckland a little bit. I feel like a lot of the Aussie A-League fans are a little bit jaded. We're like, you've got a shiny new toy. Auckland downtown has 3 different events being put on. It's a huge event. Tell him about this bar in here, Matthew.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I must admit, you kind of caught me a bit by surprise. I was just speaking to one of the fans here. All my notes were I was actually looking at Western Sydney. We were going to be the people, that was going to be the team that we were going to play. So when you guys kind of, I was surprised you won that game. I didn't see that coming. I know, did you see that coming, or was that a bit of a surprise?
I think players have been very much inconsistent. Mashash, Daniel Arzani, the likes of, but I think something that Victory haven't really done in previous seasons is play with an ordained style. I think Popovic was very much the prior coach, obviously now Socceroos head coach, very much defensively orientated, built from the back and pierce gaps where you can. Patrick Isnorbo, it feels weird to say that he was head coach of this football club, but he was for all of 6 weeks. But the style of play that he imprinted upon the 11 was just fantastic. And then obviously his departure left a gaping hole. Arthur Dillies has come in since. His only senior coaching gig, I believe, was in NPL New South Wales as the Western Sydney Wanderers under-20s coach. So, and obviously there was a very poor period for a bit. I think the fans definitely couldn't believe that he was handed a 2-year extension, but I think he's really proved everyone wrong. The style of play in the last few weeks has been really, really exciting. And a few standout players as well. Nisham Palupale's pushed for a few Socceroos caps, Ryan Teague as well, and Casey Boss, who I believe has got plenty of European interest. I actually just speak, the Auckland FC players have just walked on the pitch here. I just expect the pitch. I know I'm going a bit off topic, but that jacket is the most immaculate piece of clothing I've seen an A-League club produce. I'm just going to be completely honest. It's unbelievable. But I think the Victory, winded themselves at the moment. They were comfortably defeated Western Sydney Wanderers last week, and they'll take that confidence going into the game tonight.
Is this the blue and black and gold, like the triangle?
Yeah, the black one. Yeah.
Beautiful jacket. Beautiful jacket.
Wow.
I think they sold a lot of those. They proved quite popular.
Well, that is great to hear that the Auckland FC players have walked out on the field. Do they look fit and hungry, Neil?
I think Jake Brimmer looks, he's been smiling a lot. He knows these grounds very well. Dan Hall as well. I can see Hiroki Sakai. Yeah, it's great. It's really exciting to see everyone here, to be honest. And I think there should be a good away contingent of Auckland supporters as well, which is fantastic. And from my perspective and my angle, I'm just completely enamored with the Auckland galvanisation of support this season. It's been truly remarkable. I mean, the only thing I can compare this to was the inception of the Western Sydney Wanderers. I mean, hearing that there's a 30-inch screen in Auckland,
it's huge. It's going to be bigger.
You don't get this in Australia anymore, unfortunately. When it comes to football,
it's going to be bigger, Neil, because we want to go all the way to the grand final. And obviously, Western Sydney Wanderers, they didn't win the A-League in their inaugural season, but we feel hopeful because we feel like we've got the team to do it. Let's just go straight to predictions for the game tonight, Neil. How's your Victory side going to go against us at home?
I wouldn't call it my Victory side per se, but I'd say that we'd win 2-1. I think the home support will bring them over the line. This game has gravity, has importance, and especially with Reno Piscopo fit, it will provide another element. Jack Duncan, though, will be starting in between the six tonight, with Langrak still out injured. So that is a very, very big out for the Victory. And if the likes of Casey Boss can continue their form, Ryan Teague, and I'm sure that it's very hard to break down his Auckland defence, but somehow break down his Auckland defence, then plenty of brighter days to be ahead for the club. And I think people in Melbourne are quietly confident at the legs, because the hope is the Melbourne Derby grand final. So
give us a score. Give us a score, Neil. Give us a score. 2-1 to the Victory. All right, nice. All right, well, thank you very much for coming on, Neil. We really appreciate having a bit of a Melbourne flavour coming on the show tonight. Enjoy working at the game. We're certainly going to enjoy watching it back here in Auckland. Thank you very much, Neil. Here we go.
There you go.
Neil, he seems to be backing away from his Melbourne Victory support there. I don't know.
Yeah, I was quite surprised he went 2-1 as well. I mean, you've always got me on the social medias. I see a lot of draws.
Yeah.
I see a lot of get around. So, yeah.
Well, he's got to go for the home win.
He's put his neck out.
All right, we are going to cross straight to a different part of Melbourne. Where we have James Dolly is joining us. Oh, we did have him. There he is, James. How you going, James? Right, we've got three of the port over there. Briefly describe to us where you are and what you're doing.
somewhere in Melbourne. We're in our third pub. We're singing. We're in our third pub. The Duke of Wellington. About 5 minutes.
So you guys are getting ready for the march to the stadium. How long is that going to take?
About 15 minutes. Yeah.
About 15-20 minutes. And so, are you already been in the pub for a while there, boys? Singing away?
Yeah, in the pub. We tried a few. Tried it out with the liquor.
All right, give us a little bit of a look at who's in the pub. Is there a few Auckland fans in there? Let's have a little look. What we got?
We've adopted some Central Coast fans as well.
Here we go. So we're just going through the pub.
Look at this.
Yes! The Port on tour. There they are. Yes, look at that.
We should try and sync them up.
Sync them up with behind us. 2. Take it over here with football when it's true. Yes, come on. Come on.
We can just let this flow. Just let it go. This is good.
All right, so you're watching pictures of the Duke of Wellington? Duke of Wellington
I think it was
pub
the Duke of Wellington, yeah.
in Melbourne. If any of you know the Duke of Wellington pub in Melbourne, that is where the Port are. The Port are about to gather and put the flags up, march to the stadium. Back here in Auckland, the rest of the contingent is getting going. These guys are going to be right there for a front row seat into history tonight, hopefully. Nice work, James. Nice work, gang. That is so good, mate. Great crowd. And you guys are going to be getting into the stadium in about, what, an hour's time?
Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour's time, yeah.
Time. Roughly how many Auckland fans are going to be there tonight? Any idea?
We've sold out our base, so should be a
wow.
pretty good showing. Yeah.
Good on you.
Fans across Australia have joined us as well.
Do you know how many that might be? How many tickets in the bay? Yeah. 200 fans.
Brilliant. Awesome.
Sorry, it's hard to hear you.
Yeah. So you say people have come from right across Australia to Melbourne tonight?
We've got guys came down from the Central Coast to join us. They're Central Coast fans, so they've just joined in, brought their drum along, so that's good. We've got a couple of guys from Adelaide just joined in for Perth as well. So it's a really, really good turnout.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Awesome, James. Thank you very much to James and to the rest of the Port. You go and get in the march, mate. And we might catch up with those guys a little bit later.
Woo! That was so cool. It was. I wasn't quite sure where it was coming from. There was talk. There was singing behind me. There's singing in front of me. There's singing. Yeah. So, it's going. Isn't it
incredible? You know, we talk to the Aussie fans and they're always so bloody downbeat at the moment.
I know. It's
and, whereas everything to do with Auckland FC is like we're on a roll, man.
It's just a kick at the backside to the league, though, isn't it? It's like we put the league on watch. It's like we're here. It's like, you just can't dilly-dally anymore. We're here. So, yeah. Either man, no, off you go.
It is. So those guys, they've got about a half an hour march into the stadium.
I love that. And, I love how they've kept the march.
Yeah,
it's great.
There's no Auckland FC game without a march.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's such a big day also for our podcast, and what people won't know is how difficult it is for 3 people to put on something like this from a bar.
Two people.
Yeah, you've sat there and looked pretty. But shout out to the lovely Kate who's on the camera tonight and making the technology happen. Also, shout out to our sponsor, our main sponsor, Behemoth Brewing. You see the T-shirt here. They also kindly gave me some beers, Matthew.
Awesome.
And as you know, like I watch my weight these days.
Well,
but I feel like, you know,
if you're not going to watch it, who will?
no one's going to watch it for me.
Exactly.
But I do feel like, you know, you do need a bit of a preload before you come to the bar.
Oh.
You know, just the one to take the edge off, and like we're into the game, you know.
Exactly. In a game like this as well.
Yeah.
Have to.
So I had a lovely Brain Smiles. That's the name of it. Brain Smiles. This is one of their hazy. I'd just call it a hazy, fruity IPA, and very drinkable. You know, and I made sure I put it in the fridge because I don't like warm beer. I know I'm a pommy, but it's got to be cold.
Sure. Yeah, that's right.
You know.
I like it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I like it. Sounds fantastic.
All right, we got some talk. We got some talk on the chat. We've got George Blackwell who's betting 7-4. 7-4, he says.
Is that the George Blackwell?
Yeah, that's the George Blackwell. Shout out to the George Blackwell. Darren Young is heading into town tonight, and we're just playing a little bit of the Brain Smiles. Here we are. So, you see, look at this.
It looks great. It sounds great.
Kate's got carried away with the Canva. Look at that.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, so thanks to Behemoth Brewing, who are lovely people as well. Ollie, the guy who runs it up there, helped us out with some beer and some t-shirts. Just looking on the chat, up the port, 2-1 win to AFC. Come on, Auckland. Lots going on tonight, lots going on.
Keep them coming, yeah. Any questions, anything? Anybody that's at this bar that you might know that you might need to get a message through to?
What I would like to do is see how that we've got a party down in Cambridge. Dave Young, he doesn't look like he's got his camera on, so we'll film for a little bit. Oh no, Dave Young's on.
Oh, hello.
He's on the sidelines. Let's go to Cambridge, which is the real Cambridge, of course. They call it the real Cambridge, ain't it?
Yeah,
is that one the real Cambridge down here?
As opposed to that fake Cambridge, it is the real
not Cambridge in England. No one cares about that place anymore. Dave Young from the real Cambridge.
How are we, fellas?
Hello, mate. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, Dave, I understand normally you're one of the guys who organise some of these minivans who travel from way outside of Auckland up to see the games every week, of course, at Go Media Stadium. You guys tonight decided to have a bit of a party instead at home, is it?
There was meant to be 4 or 5, and that's escalated to 13 or 14.
Ooh. 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Is that because you're a Scotsman and you bought some beers and people had to come out to celebrate the occasion?
Don't be so silly.
I don't support that message. Dale is completely on his own with that one. You should be with our hair colour. Yeah, we should be right.
We're pretty much Scottish,
aren't we? You're more Scottish than I do.
We get that a lot.
Tell us about the party tonight, Dave. What's happening?
Well, we just had a few guys turn up from Papamoa who are staying tonight before they head over to Aroha for a game tomorrow. They're playing in. Just a few local Cambridge guys, a few from Hamilton coming over. Pretty much all bus regulars. We kindly call my house Ribok HQ, which is so weird, but it's always a good time. There's a few missing tonight because of work and other commitments, but we're really looking forward to it. We're all so pumped.
Nice. And I understand you're good mates with Tommy Smith's brother. Is that right? Tony he drives the bus up, does he?
Tony's the man. Like Tony and me met down in Wellington just because he was like, this guy's a bit ragic funny, and we kept in touch and then got together and got that first bus organised on the 1st of January and just been growing it ever since. It's been awesome. Tony's a proper brother through football. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic. And
well, no, just to clear. So Tommy Smith's brother drives the bus.
Yeah, Tommy Smith's brother drives the bus up from. Is he there? Is he Tony there?
Tony is here, but he's shy. I'm the one with the big loud Scottish voice. He says, "You're good at this stuff. You can crack on."
That's such a great, just a Kiwi story, isn't it? It's like you know someone who knows someone, and it's just
the centre back's brother drives the bus.
That's so good.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs about him as well. So we sing to Tommy Smith. You're just our bus driver's brother. Bus driver's brother. And then Tony's got his own song, but we've stole that for Francis De Vries now. So De Vries actually stole the song we had for Tony before the De Vries song started.
And I've got even another question. Does he look quite like Tommy? Could he walk on the pitch and you'd be like, oh, that could be Tommy, or do they look quite different?
they're both going to rewatch this, so I don't know what to say.
You can see where I'm leading with this. It might just be easier if he puts his face on the screen here, mightn't it? But
I don't think they look similar. They look like brothers, but not close enough to get away from a swapsy.
Yeah,
Feel
sure.
like us.
Yeah, if Tommy got injured, then Tony just couldn't easily come in and put the shirt on.
Tony apparently plays centre half still, but I don't know. Tony's told me the day away, so I guess here he goes.
All right, Dave. What's the best moment for you guys been coming up to games this year? Because like what we forget is, a year ago, none of us were doing any of this. Like we're looking around the bar here, going, what were all these guys doing a year ago? Like what has this year meant to you? Obviously, you'd have made a lot of connections, and you guys are even more special because you drive all the way up from Cambridge.
We're not special, mate. We just guys who love football, and one of the things I like to do is bring people together and do things that we all enjoy. And we might say I've spearheaded it a bit, but it's really not about me. It's just all going to the football, having the laughs, having the sing songs. I even made friends with a Hearts fan through it. How did that happen?
Are you Hips?
Yeah, you know it.
That is unheard of, Dave.
There you go.
Hips. Well, you got a connection.
I play golf regularly with a Hibs fan. There you go. Yeah, I do.
Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking more of the Alex Paulson
Not
connection.
Paul Davies, is it?
What's that, sir?
Not Paul Davies, is it?
Paul Davies?
No. So there's more than one. There's three.
Oh,
There's three Hibs fans in New Zealand.
No, there's quite a lot of Hibs fans there.
Is
My
there?
mate Al, who I live with close to West Auckland. I don't live with him. He lives close to West Auckland. He's a Hibs fan as well. Shout out to Al if you're watching tonight, mate.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Lovely. All right. Well, you guys have an absolute blast down there in Cambridge. Enjoy the game.
I didn't come here to plug the bus, but there's 10 seats left to fill. Get on the page and get this bus cranking on the way up.
You need more people on the bus for next week. Is that?
I think we're about 10 we need to fill just now, but we'll get there.
And how far out of your way will you go to pick someone up?
Talks can be negotiated, maybe.
Negotiations. Before you go, Dave, prediction for the game. Prediction for the game tonight. Give us a score.
I was going to go 1-0 us, but I think 2-1 us. They'll score, and it'll be a tough fought game, but I reckon we'll come good with the break we had. So like last 10-15 minutes, I think we'll probably give them a bit more than they give us. We'll have a bit of freshness. But I've got a few bets on as always. I've got maybe 4 or 5 different things on, but I reckon 2-1, and I'm going to go Mai to score one of them. There we go. That's the one I think's really going to happen.
Guillermo on the short sheet. I like that. Yeah. Nice work. All right, Dave and the crew down there in Cambridge. Have a great game. Thank you very much for coming on.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. See you soon, bud. All right, opportunity to go to a quick commercial break.
We welcome our premier finals sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port, where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the...
All right, we're back on the stage. Here we go. We are back. Joining us now from the port, Blair, mate. How you doing, bud?
Awesome.
You obviously on a lot of episodes earlier in the season, and now we see you all the time on the Sky Sports coverage. And every time I'm watching a game, and it's usually like an away game or I'm watching it back, you seem to have this innate ability to be in the middle of the shot on Sky Sports.
Yeah. Yeah, you have been in the adverts.
We're lucky to get you on this without a rights fee, I think. Hold up, we're just going to switch the mic on. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Apologies, listeners. So give it another go, Blair. So big night tonight. Big night tonight. Well, let's talk a little bit about the game. Like, you know, we've got Melbourne Victory. They're a huge team in the finals of this competition historically.
Most finals wins.
I think they've won 4 championships, 3 premiers. Does all of that go out of the window on a day like today?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got to go into it like, you know, one game at a time, as they say, and you know, I'd imagine that's how Victory have approached it in the past, and so it's all even Steven at the moment.
So what are we thinking over there? How's the team going to shape up? We've been speculating. Are they going to go with an extra defender?
I think that would be the way, 3-4-1-2, just like they did a few weeks ago back at Amy Park. I think that sort of just suited the opposition. Freed up Sakai and De Vries, just gave them time on the ball to sort of really pick their passes and sort of, like for that first goal.
So Elliot on the right, Sakai
right-sided centre-back.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Who drops out in midfield with that formation?
Well, it's more who you add to midfield, because you're going 2 strikers. So you'd probably bring a guy like a Brimmer, Verstrata, Galagos midfield. And then like maybe Mayan Rogerson or Mayan Randall up top.
Mayan Marta up front?
Mata's out injured, he didn't travel.
Oh, is he injured?
Yeah, hamstring strain.
Yeah, well, looking from the last game we played, it was Rogerson.
Yeah.
When we won 2-0 away, so probably Rogerson, I'd say. Yeah. But I think of all the people that have had to come out for Marta, he's the one that doesn't look the least lost, if I'm going to be honest.
Sorry?
You know, he doesn't look the one that's like Moreno. If I look at all the players on the sheet, Moreno, if I hadn't watched all the games before, Moreno would be somebody that I'd look to go and pick.
Yeah.
But when he's played that position,
he's a bit flaky in that sense. Like, I think a super sub is sort of like his ideal role. Yeah. He's just got that sort of that bit of just pizzazz to create an impact off the bench.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Randall and his pace off the bench, especially. Yeah. So I imagine we'll sit off a little bit in this game.
He's got a lot of energy bursting through the lines.
Yeah, exactly. I think he might be the quickest in the squad.
After De Vries, isn't De Vries the quickest?
No, De Vries not the quickest.
Well, hey, I'd back De Vries. I've got De Vries as everything. I've got him on my FIFA card at 99. He's maxed out on every single stat for me.
It's a bromance.
I'd like Randall set him, put him one-on-one with like Roderick Miranda. You know, get him in behind, because especially if we can poach a goal early, then they'll be coming at us full force. And which will just make it even easier for him.
The only other way you look at it is that you could push Brimmer a bit forward and maybe replace in the middle with someone like Harrison or something. Play Harrison, Verstrate and Galagos.
Because I actually think Brimmer had his best game for us, like from a just general overall.
Brimmer, yeah.
I think he had his best game in that 10 role against Victory last time, where he was sort of he had 2 centre mids to link up with, he had 2 wing backs, 2 strikers, and he was just drifting around, just doing his thing. I think it was just his best performance of the season.
I have to throw out a huge apology for Jack Brimmer, because I think I watched him I think it's because I expected so much from him in that first game, and he was. I could see what he was about. I didn't see him before that well, but since then he's just.
Yeah, he had a few good touches here and there. Scored the brace against Wellington. But he's still he didn't feel like he was really picking up steam. And then he sort of got dropped in that deeper role, and he sort of he started spraying passes and whatnot, and he started picking up more form.
Yeah.
And then he played in that 10 role against Victory, and he was so good.
He's a good player to watch.
This format that we're about to enter into, the 2 legs. So Auckland FC and these boys, it's unfamiliar territory for a lot of them, right? And we see the crazy results that 2 legs, semi-finals, playoff finals in the UK. Look at the Champions League semi we've just had, Barcelona and Inter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Goals galore.
Yeah.
Do we feel like we're going to get one of those frantic goals galore games tonight?
I don't think it will be this week. This is normally the week that either a team gets blown out or it's sort of a bit cagey.
It is.
It's just sort of no one really wants to.
No one wants to lose tonight.
Yeah, exactly. They want to sort of maintain, go in with as good a result as you can get without, throwing it away.
Yeah.
Like what have we got? Like last year when the Knicks played the Victory, first game away at Melbourne, I believe it was a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Same thing, I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar here today. And
the over 2 legs is just so difficult so difficult to predict, but I think it's quite hard to play. It's quite hard to play when you know that you're so good at home as well, like Auckland.
Yeah.
You know that. I mean, I've been saying that I think 0-0 is a really good result because if you play the numbers, Auckland are going to beat Victory at home.
Yeah.
I fancy
More
us at
time.
home. Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
a
100%.
draw. I'd take a draw all day
Yeah,
long.
it's so cliche, but you get home with a draw.
I wouldn't be surprised if the vibes end up a bit like Sydney in that second round.
Yeah, okay.
Where like it just feels like the crowd just starts to bring the ball towards the net kind of
Sure.
thing.
I think those last 10 minutes will be crucial to us because if we've got them picked in, it's 1 each or 0-0.
Yeah.
That's actually a time where we're stronger in those last 10
Well,
minutes.
and the other way you got to think about it is that I've been looking at other media and on the A-League and the build up for this game. A lot of them are thinking that Victory need a result, needs a lead before they come to Auckland. So I'd be interested to see, hey, if it's 0-0 with 20 minutes to go, do they roll the dice?
Because something I think should be noted as well that I think we probably saw the effects of last night was that week break that we've had.
Yeah.
Because our last bye was in round 16, which was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
How did we come out of that bye? Do you remember?
Not.
Were we away to the sort?
I think it might have been City that we came. After City.
After the bye.
Because it was part of that big winning run we had after
we
we beat City and we won a few games. We lost to Perth I think before that bye, and then we came out and won a bunch of games.
That was the blip, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think we were away at the Sauce Bottles. The Sauce Bottles, Central Coast.
That was the second bye.
Oh, was that the second bye?
So there was 3 byes for each team.
We never forget Jake.
There was
Grimmer's
one
goal at
just
Sauce Bottles.
because we had one just before the international break. Like round 4, I think it was.
Yeah.
Then it was the week before Christmas, I think it was. Then we went to Mariners.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. I mean, this is a big point for tonight because Auckland, the players haven't had a competitive game for 2 weeks, right?
Well, I think that's to our benefit because we've had a big long
and they were
run of
away
games.
to Western for that last game, which was a dead rubber.
Yeah.
By all accounts, they had a few big nights.
Yeah.
After winning the plate, as you would.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, Auckland's been a little bit on the. It feels like the last game or two, it's kind of the inevitable is going to happen. You know, like you got the league. The league was practically wrapped up. I know it wasn't, but it was going to be. Yeah, I know. I tell you, I mean, in our last show, we talked about complacency. I sometimes think that complacency is sometimes they throw it out there because of a poor performance. I think it's easier to hide behind it. But I tell you what, I'd be interested to see how they come out for the first, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Are they switched on? Because Auckland in a few games have gone 1-0 down.
Yeah.
2-0 down.
I don't think we've actually pulled back a lead this season.
No, that's what worries me. Normally we take the lead, right?
Yeah. So as long as we can last that first 60, 70 minutes, and like the momentum will swing if it hasn't already swung our way.
Yeah. Super fit team as well. I mean, you got to be. I don't know how you'd ever measure it, but Auckland have got to be close to being the fittest team in the league. I really do.
Yeah, and they're going to be pumped for this game, man. They've been planning for this all season.
To my knowledge, the away bay's been sold out at Amy Park.
Yeah, we just crossed to Melbourne. Some of the port over there. And 200. The whole bay's sold out. That's incredible.
That's awesome. We were trying to sync you guys up. Like they started singing. You guys were singing. Hang on a minute. Are we both on the same?
Hell yeah, that's the one. That's awesome.
That's great though. Yeah, it's awesome.
Any kind of feeling of a little bit kind of jealousy of not being over there? Jealousy is the wrong word.
I've had enough away days already.
You've had a few, eh?
Yeah, 3. I did Wellington away at the beginning of the season. I did Newcastle. I did the Port of Call at Sydney.
That's right. The Newcastle one was the most shocking one for me and the girls. We were watching the game live. And one of my teenage girls go, "Oh, Blair's pulled up." That's all she said, eh?
That's it.
And I'm
You're
like,
a star.
"Oh, yeah, Blair's there."
I did a big weekend there, visited some family and whatnot.
Nice.
And so they came down as well and enjoyed the game.
So for next year, are you going to do the same ones, or are you going to try and mix it up and go to
next
different
season?
places?
I'm pretty sure we have 2 away derbies.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do those 2 away derbies, then I'll do the Port of Call.
Yeah. Okay.
Which will probably be like Brisbane or Melbourne.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We really want to get to the Sauce Bottle.
Gosford,
Central Coast Mariners
or Western United.
Oh yeah, we have to go to Western United
just for the experience.
Watch at Ironbark, eh?
Just for the vibes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just for the vibes.
Nice. And so you've been following them away. Obviously, every home game. Like, what has it meant to you this season to be part of the Port? You've obviously made a lot of friendships and whatnot. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, like I came into it, barely knew anyone. I'm from out of town essentially, so so it's been great fun linking up with them and sort of catching up every time, and learning more and more about each other. And now we've got a few of the South Auckland boys going to be coming up on the Mount Smart Express for the semi. Coming from Hamilton.
Yep.
So I think we've got a full-on bus this for the home semi.
So you've got a bus coming from the Tron. There's a bus coming from Cambridge.
Yeah, that's same bus.
Same bus.
So they're kind of.
We just spoke to Davey Young.
Yeah. I've just found out that Tommy Smith's brother drives the bus. That's so awesome. But we couldn't get him on camera.
I actually met him at the Wellington airport after the first derby. It was like, I'm Tommy Smith's brother. I was like,
I asked the guy there, how similar does he look like Tommy Smith?
There's some similarities.
Same height?
No, not quite. He's a bit shorter. Bald head.
But Tommy's tall though.
Yeah, like Tony's, I think he's not short, but he's like shorter than Tommy. And like he's bald head, you know. And
he said there's a similarity, but you couldn't switch them out. If he ran on the
probably a little bit generous.
If he ran on the pitch for the last 10 minutes, you'd be like, hold on a minute.
Tommy's a bit off the
pace. Chuck a wig on him, you'll be right.
A bit off the pace. I like that.
What has been a highlight so far? If you can think of one. We're almost at the end of the season.
Bremer brace at Wellington.
Still the Bremer brace at Wellington?
Yeah. Like that was just the occasion, like it was just sort of like the game was just dying down.
It was, It was dying to death.
Like everyone was sort of like, you know what, I'll take a draw. And then Oloiemi coughs it up and Bremer chips him, and then the Knicks reject, Lewis Toomey gets the assist for the second.
Well, Jake Bremer's an interesting story for today because he's, like you say, I mean, he hasn't been. Well, I mean, you at the beginning were a bit like, Jake Bremer, a bit so-so on him.
So I think Blair pulled me up, or it might have been Blair, it might have been Robbie who said, just hold on a minute. Like, I think you said, give him a moment, or give him and then Robbie reeled off all the things that he's done, and I was like, all right, and he's proved me wrong for sure.
I feel like he's solid every game.
He drops a minimum 6.5, 7 out of 10 every game.
He's got good ball retention. And he does pop up with those really important goals. He has done. And I think like Jake Bremer could be a game winner for us tonight. I feel like it's the narrative.
Written in the stars.
Old club. My understanding is he got a heap of shit from the Victory supporters.
Is that a what?
He got a heap of grief from the fans. They go back to the old club.
Yeah, well, it's part of the course, isn't it?
Water off a duck's back, probably.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised to see him bury a free kick or something late on in the game, a dagger to those Victory fans that booed him. And
it's the, like you said, it's how many times does it happen where a guy goes back to his old club and
absolutely
scores a goal? I think we can all name people that have come to our English clubs and gone, that bugger always seems to score. So
you never like playing against your old players. You always feel like they got a point to prove. I don't think we've seen the team sheet yet, but we're pretty certain on what it's going to be. We're pretty certain that Elliott's going to come in and we're going to play that five at the back.
Pretty much the same lineup as Victory away.
Victory away.
Either Rogerson or Randall up top with Mai.
Whatever.
Pretty much the same 11, I'd guess.
But I just learned about Mata. So is it just this game?
Possibly, His hamstring strain and he didn't get better. So he's out. He didn't travel with the team.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll see what happens next week.
So next week's a bit of, right. There you go, there's a bit of,
All right, plans for the night, Blair? You're not driving back tonight?
I'll be driving back tonight.
You're like us, you can stay sober.
I'll have a few drinks beforehand, get a feed, get a feed to me, sober up before I need to go, and rock up at home, sing at 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up all the neighbours.
Please don't watch this.
Surely it's going to give a free pass tonight in Auckland and all that,
all the houses in my neighbourhood are double glazed, so they shouldn't hear too much of me.
And it's going to be a
They might just wave you through. They go, "No, it's the guy off the TV."
Yeah, it's the guy off the telly.
Wave him through. Come through. Skip the queue.
It's Blair off the telly.
So I had the Mount Smart Express boys turn up in my cul-de-sac, fucking tooting, and making sure everyone knew they were there. If you go to the Facebook group, you can see them. With a big picture, the banner of the group is them all in front of my house holding the banners and all that.
Right, okay.
They say,
Awesome.
can Blair come out to play? Is Blair available? Nice one. Prediction for this evening, the game?
Yeah.
I reckon similar to Newcastle at home, 2-0. We score last 10 minutes, and then as victory push, we double it again, and
Right.
yeah,
What does that come to? 2-0?
2-0, 2-0.
2-0. Nice work. All right, Blair.
Sweet as.
Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, it's lovely seeing you.
Enjoy having you on,
mate,
as
yeah.
always.
Great.
Enjoy it. I'll take that one. Enjoy the evening, mate.
Yeah. Sure, we'll see you.
All right, we might go to a little bit of a break.
Nice drop of port where the footy is hotter than Matt's. You're watching Nice Drop of Port where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan. Breweries.
All right, we're filling up.
We welcome our premier finals sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the fridge. Behemoth Breweries. Brain smart.
All right, here we go. We are back tonight. I've got a little bit of an unexpected segment this evening. So one of our lovely sponsors, USL Healthcare, who provide the sports medicine to Auckland FC. Now, you don't think about this much, and I actually went down to their HQ on Rosebank Road, of all places.
Yeah, no.
All road. We used to live on Rosebank Road.
We used to live on that road, yeah. It's a great road. It's a long road.
It's a long road. And the girl who was going to give me a bit of product, she said, "Oh, it's where the old Cadbury factory used to be." And I know where it is because I've been up and down that road so many times. Do you remember where Cadbury is?
Yeah, I think I do actually.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's a long road though.
It's a long road.
Yeah.
So USL Sports Sport Healthcare. They provide all the medicine to the team.
Awesome.
And we have got a little product to try tonight, which really took my fancy. And this is a sport warm-up. It's a sport warm-up product. I'm just going to put it up to the camera there.
Get a bit of focus there.
Yeah. And the reason I want to try it is because I find that, deep heat is the thing that always used to get rubbed on you, right?
My wife hates the smell. Hates it.
I hate it. I hate it.
It stinks. And you can't wear any clothes. If you put clothes on afterwards, they're ruined. Yeah.
You're toast.
They've had it, yeah, they're toast.
You're toast.
They've had it.
It's going to be on all your clothes everywhere. So we're going to open this one, and
I think I know where. If that's just where we're going with this.
well, what I want to know is where on you.
Well, I'll tell you what. Can I give you?
It's quite a different look to the old deep heat. Give it a sniff test.
That is awesome.
Or don't,
Because you know what? There's barely no smell.
but there is elements of the deep. There's a Uda.
Yeah,
Uda.
but it's great though.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, what you do is before you're in a big game, so
Yeah.
that our players over there in Melbourne might be doing this tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously, a little rub on the affected area.
Yeah. Or 18 holes if you're going to play golf.
Eight
for that.
Rub it. What?
Oh, if you're going to play 18 holes of golf,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd apply it.
Over 18 holes.
Oh no, you'd put the cream on.
Yeah.
And then you go play 18 holes.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
would be-
Well, you're a I see where you're going now. You're a golfer. Matthew is a golfer.
yeah.
Obviously, golfer. Was it a bad back for you?
It's side and maybe a bit of neck here.
All right. Well, we're sore on you at the moment. You want to stand up and put a bit.
Can
of
I give you two places?
Yeah. Go on. Give us 2 places. All right.
Okay.
Stand up. See that.
First is my side.
All right. We're going to stand up. Push these chairs back a little bit. Now, would you like me to apply? Oh, okay. Whereabouts? About there. All right. We're gonna apply a little bit on. All right. I haven't touched you for a while, Matthew.
No.
Yeah. Is that it in that little nurdle there?
That's it. Perfect.
That little nurdle there. Anywhere else on the neck? Is it?
Just a little bit here on the
A little bit on the neck.
Because it's looking like that.
All right. All right. Let's have a little look at this there.
Oh,
All right.
lovely.
So-
Perfect.
Now, would you believe I'm feeling no pain anywhere?
Really?
No, not really.
That's not like you.
I know.
That's very on you.
I know. If it were to be anywhere, it'd be on my knee.
Yeah.
But my knees under the jeans. Nah, I can't do it. You're going to be the guinea pig, all right?
Okay.
You're going to be the guinea pig. So yeah, we're gonna come back and we're gonna see how you are in about 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because presumably that's about the time before a game you put it on.
Yeah. The side is where I'm really hoping to see the.
Yeah. See some sort of effects.
Yeah.
All right.
Love it.
All right, Matthew. Well, you do that. Goodness me, it's getting pretty rowdy here in Tyler Street.
It's kicking off.
It is kicking off. Have we got any other guests to come on the show? Any other guests to come on the show? We're working a little bit remote tonight. Anyone else coming on? No, don't think so. All right.
I have a few points. If you're having social media,
why don't you bring a point up on social media? We should have a look at the comments as well.
I mean, just bring it up now. But really, the overwhelming thing in social media is people are confident.
Right.
People are super confident.
Yeah.
They really don't see. I say anything going particularly wrong in this, but just a lot of 2-0s, 2-1s, 3-0s, 3-1s. Yeah, I just think that it's not going to be that much of a challenge.
Not too difficult tonight is the idea.
No.
It's a game of football though, it could go any way. I think one of the other things that we've got to bear in mind is Melbourne Victory, like I think we said in that commentary out there, they are seasoned campaigners in the finals though.
Yeah, that's...
They've won more finals games than any other club in this league.
That's what I think people might be maybe over... Yeah, they just haven't quite understood that...
I'm not overestimating.
These guys...
Underestimating.
I was going to say underestimating, yeah. These guys know how to get the job done. Yeah, I think that might be a bit... that might have blown them by. So that was the first. What else? I think the tickets for the next semi-final.
Oh.
I'm reading that when I looked, from last of reading, 2,000 seats left, or 2,000 tickets left for the second leg at home.
Wow.
That's all that's left.
2,000 left, not 2,000 available, because I think...
isn't that the same?
It must be.
2,000 available.
Less than 2,000 available.
yeah.
That means the same thing.
Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it?
Right.
I know there was a bit of a boo. I think someone might have made a bit of a boo-boo on the social media saying that only 2,000 have been sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a mistake or was it a wind-up?
I don't know why you'd want to broadcast to say that you've only sold 2,000
No.
seats.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think we can confidently say that there's only 2,000 left.
Yeah. Okay.
By time of recording.
By the time we went recording. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the other thing we need to talk about, of course, is there was a semi-final last night, which I was going to wait for Robbie to come on and to shoot the breeze with about.
Yeah. Where is he?
But we can get into it anyway.
Yeah. Sure.
And so Western United, and I have to say, anyone that's watched this podcast knows that, I think I've almost got a little soft spot for them because I like how they've come out and handed our ass to us a couple of times.
I just...
you can't take it away from them. They have.
They have, yeah, that's right.
And I was kind of hoping that we would meet them in the final because I like the little story of them, the little story of us. None of the big boys are there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they got their ass handed to them last night. Melbourne City 3-0.
Yeah, I think I might be on the other side of the fence to be honest because I watched that game and the game last night. A Western United, when they play anybody else apart from Auckland, they are absolutely dog-esque. But when they play Auckland, they're world beaters.
Yeah.
That's my only worry.
Yeah.
I think
they got toasted. They got toasted.
They've kind of got it.
Last night.
You could easily say they've got our number. They really are.
And I think the sad thing is that they didn't get to have their semi-final at that Iron Barks
place. Yeah, that sucks. On the moon.
Well, you say the moon. Hill Valley 1955.
One road, one in.
One road in, one road out.
Yeah.
Take your might
Yeah.
Which is a shame because that might have unsettled a big club like Melbourne City.
I think you might, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a shame.
That's such a good point. There's so many situations where, Billy Bigby have turned up to a small team, small ground, everything's on top of them, and they didn't get the chance to do that.
No.
They took them out of that. They put them in a big old bowl. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
All right, so it's 3-0, so they're pretty much in big trouble, Western United. It looks like it's going to be a Melbourne City semi for us at this stage.
All roads lead to Melbourne.
They've been in the last 4 finals, but only won one.
Okay,
So I'm not worried about Melbourne City.
Always the bride. Well, not always the bridesmaid.
Mostly the bridesmaid.
Maid.
Occasionally the bride.
Occasionally the bride.
All right, we're going to bring someone in. Dion, in you come, bud. All right, we've got another... no, not for this, because it's just that we're listening on the people down the thing. Camera up there. Oh, do you want to switch the camera a little bit? So Dion is joining us again, mate. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, good to see you again.
It's good to see you. I've never seen you in person.
Yeah, I was on Sunshine Coast last time we came. Last time I came on, so yeah.
Do we look much bigger or smaller in person? That's all.
You're pretty much what I expected.
I'll take that. I'm happy with that. I've had a lot worse.
You're a bit hairier than I thought.
Yep, microphone's on. All right, microphone is on.
Dale, you're just a bit hairier than I thought. That was all.
A bit hairy. Well,
I can see the back hair coming out.
I've had a trim though as well.
This is probably his least hairiest period, I'd say. Yeah.
Looking suave.
It's weird because I see people with you obviously look after your beard. Matthew's barely got a beard.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing these days.
The wilder mine is, the happier I am, like, in my soul.
Yes.
You know, like...
You feel like a wild man there.
Yeah. And it's usually around the time I'm trying to get some income. Trying to get a job, promotion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Start to sharpen up.
Sell my podcast to some sponsors.
Yes. Fair enough.
You know?
You going to plug anyone? You got anyone to plug?
Well, so we're sponsored by Behemoth Brewing.
Ah, yes.
It's one of our main sponsors. Have you had any Behemoth?
Well, I'm sober, but do they do a zero? Do they do a zero?
I'm sober as well. What is it?
Tell them to start making zeros.
I think they might do actually. A lot of them get into it. Yeah. So it's a big occasion. We've crossed to Melbourne.
Yeah,
And
nice.
spoken to some of the Auckland FC boys in Melbourne, which was amazing.
Yeah.
They're basically doing what we're doing here in a pub.
Yeah.
March down to the stadium.
I would love to be there. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think we'd all love to be there. It's a real occasion. Could you have ever imagined this when we started out at the beginning of the season?
Not a million years. I mean, they're all you probably can't hear, but they're chanting in the background. This has been an unreal season. Incredible, isn't it? It's just completely taken off.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have been happy to make the playoffs, but we've rolled everyone basically. I know we had a couple of blips, but what an incredible season. And to say, I've said it last time, as someone who supported the Kings way back in the day, to have this turnaround and go from a poorly run, poorly funded club to an amazingly funded, amazing, well run.
Yeah.
And that's to not beat about the bush.
Yeah.
So well run. Every line's been a winner for this group, not just the players, the staff, the background, the promotion, everything. It's been amazing.
I said today, and I always wonder, what would all these people be doing if this wasn't, if this wasn't a football team? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It boggles the mind. It's
You posed that to me last time, and I just said, well, maybe there's a void. As I say, you lose track of some of your friends, and now suddenly I've gained so many more friends here.
So it's more than the game.
Yeah, and there's a real love as well. You know what I mean? There's a real love around the group.
It's a connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you all do different things, and you all may have different views on everything, but you're all Auckland football city supporters. And that's what you've got in common. That's what you can talk about. So
Absolutely going off there now. I love it. I actually so I don't know if you heard, a lot of the kids can't come in. It's R18 event in here.
Oh, yeah.
So when the dad said, can we go outside and do a bit of chanting, you might have heard. So we've just gone out to the square. And it just grew. Hopefully some footage comes out because it grew and grew. We had kids on the tables outside.
Wow.
They'd come from the square out there. And we just got louder and louder.
Oh.
And what it did is it brought the atmosphere from Tyler Street, which is a lot of the core port people, outside. And they were all turning around and going, wow. So hopefully that brings the event to them. We
were going to do some roaming, weren't we? Try and maybe...
Well, we've hopefully got a few people on the phones at the other bar and outside, so it'd be interesting to see. There's cage football out there, a DJ, games on the lawn, I hear. Amazing.
Oh, look, it just goes along with the whole how well run this club is and how they've incorporated everybody into it. Look, there might be some tough times next year, but I won't swear, sorry. Let's enjoy this season.
Yeah, that's all part of the journey, though. But you look back on those, when you get up 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons down the road, you'll be like, remember when we did this, or oh yeah, last year wasn't great, but this will be, it's what it's all about,
You're right, and I think, pick up on a point, I think everyone has felt welcome by the club, by other fans. Everyone kind of plays their role. I mean, I don't go out on the piss, with the port, but I go and stand around the port, and I bring my teenage daughters, and everyone's kind of welcome with this vibe, and people know me a little bit from the podcast. I hope I'm doing my bit, And so, it is wonderful that everyone's come together. How is it going to culminate this season? Because I feel like we're on such a roll. Like, do you think this energy and this momentum is going to go well in Melbourne tonight? Let's talk about the game tonight.
Well, that's the thing. Semi-finals, finals football, kind of knockout, even though it's over 2 legs. It's a different beast, isn't it? So we have dominated this league, but anything can happen. So, but I'm extremely confident in what Steve Corica has done with this group and these players, the togetherness, and the confidence that he, I can't think of the word, but releases from his body, spreads to his team, and it spreads to the fans, it spreads to throughout the whole club. So the fact that I heard Bill Foley have an interview recently. Bill Foley. I won't say.
Not on my show.
No, he wasn't. You didn't get him on.
Bill, get yourself on.
Get Bill on. And he was talking about he was confident that this is not a one-season thing.
Yes.
We will build a legacy.
Right.
It'll be extremely. The culture is one to succeed and one to win. It's a winning culture. So we're a little bit worried about next season, but we don't need to be because we've got Bill Foley and Steve Corica for a few years.
And some great backers as well. It actually, the closest that I can come to for a New Zealand sports outfit is the Breakers. They always, the basketball team, and I was lucky enough to go and do some stories with them when I was a journo. And they had that aura of like, we're better than the rest. We deserve our place here. 3 titles in a row, I think they won one year. And I kind of see the Auckland FC, even if we do it this year, we're not going to say it was a one-off. We want to go bigger, right?
I mean, the Breakers, I was along for the ride with the Breakers, and they create a real legacy over three or 4 seasons.
You're right, they did,
And I can see this happening here. I think you're right. We can get a bit of a roll on, and we'll be feared. We'll be feared throughout the A-League. They won't want to play us.
No one wants to play us. And I think we already have that. I think we have that. We are so tight as a unit. How do you think he's going to set up tonight? Is Stevie Corica going to play an extra man at the back? Do we know the team news?
Well, I haven't heard the team news, but I've heard Mata is out. Is that?
Blair was just saying, he hasn't travelled. Hamstring or calf strain or something. So,
Well, Steve Corica said that he always plays. He doesn't play to play negative. He plays to win. Plays to press hard. So whether he's playing 1 games with the opposition or whether he's just this is our blueprint. We have the players to do it. So let's just go out and do what we've done all season and dominate the other team.
We've got a message in from Chris Plato on Facebook. The bookies have the odds very even, with Melbourne as slight favourites tonight. Is that just because of home advantage, do you guys think? It's got to be. They won't be favourites over here.
I think it says a lot about Auckland if the odds are pretty close. Playing away from home, I'd probably say that. I mean, hey, I said it a few days ago. I think Auckland will draw the first game, and they'll win the second game. That's how I think it'll go. So I hate that I've just put that on recording. Actually, I may have already done anyway.
Well, Dion, give us your prediction. What do you reckon? Score.
I'm going to say they're usually tight, so I'm going to go 1-0 Auckland FC.
Yeah, it'll be tight.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I tell you what,
my brain maybe says maybe a draw.
Yeah, a lot of people. I actually said 0-0. I thought it could just be just a 0-0 game because I've seen so many playoff games back in the UK where they're either they're a basketball game, they're back and forth, or they're just super tight and no team wants to lose. But that's why
my dream scenario for today is we score halfway through the first half. We really get the noise pumping. Because if we go down, the energy levels drop. So we score early. Then they score in like the 70th minute around that time, and then we score a late winner.
Those late goals.
This place will erupt.
And
the roof will go up this place.
And Jake Brimmer.
So that's my dream scenario for tonight.
And Jake Brimmer gets the goal.
We want Jake to score. Guillermo with the first. Jake Brimmer with the winner would be
give Guillermo,
a dream for us all. All right, Dion, thank you very much, mate. Go and enjoy
Thanks, guys.
the night. We'll come over
Yep.
and have a drink with you later.
I'm going to go make some noise.
Go make some noise, Dion.
Keep him honest.
Good on you, bro. As Dion Hansen is one of the big Port members and been to every game.
Yeah.
Went for a few away games.
Awesome.
Blair boys back. Hold on, update from Blair. Hold on. Come in. Come on, get yourself on the shop. We've got a.
Andrew Foreman's just dropped a bit of news. It's about the Auckland team next season.
Yes.
We've signed our replacement for Alex Paulson. His name's Scott Morris. He's a Stoke under-21 goalkeeper.
Wow.
He'll deputise to Michael Vowd.
Yeah.
Michael Vowd will get the first run at the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
And Morris will be waiting in the wings if Auckland feel he's not up to it.
Oh, okay. So
Michael Val's going to be moved up.
Yeah, so Michael Vowd will be our number 1 next season.
Yeah, okay.
But if he doesn't meet the standards, then Scott Morris will be given a run.
Scott Morrison, not the Australian ex-Prime Minister.
No.
The Stoke
Scott
City.
Morris, not Morrison.
Morris. Just to clear that up, Stoke.
Yes.
Stoke City.
Under 21.
Under 21.
Yeah, he's been playing for them regularly. So
Lovely bit of update there, Blair.
yeah. Well, Foreman just dropped the lineup with the article, and just like, oh yeah, by the way, first signing of next season.
yeah, there you go.
Sweet as.
Yeah, sweet, cool.
All right, Blair boy.
Yeah, I'll see you guys around.
Double appearance. I love it. Nice one. Cheers, bro.
Actually, that answers a question. I guess that probably is that was the question on quite a few lips, wasn't it? Who's going to replace Alex Paulson? So there you go. Yeah.
Go to Robbie. All right, we have the indomitable Robbie Feldman joining us from Sydney.
Fellas.
There you go, mate. Here he is.
How are?
Oh, he's loud, he's good. Live and loud. We're good, mate, we're good.
Mate, it looks pumping there. Oh, good.
It is pumping in this bar. They've sold out all the tickets for the bar, for the Brit next door, for the outdoor event.
Brilliant.
Apparently, it's a sellout.
Awesome. Yeah.
There's 200. We understand there's 200 Auckland FC fans who've sold out the away bay at AMI.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. Great stuff,
we're breaking
mate. I'm pumped.
we're breaking transfer news as well. I don't know if you just got a bit of that.
I heard.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Awesome.
Didn't have that in our notes.
That's
Yeah.
great. They're good.
So, Robbie, any team news yet? We're speculated that we're going to have 5 at the back.
Well, the team news has dropped, and it isn't. What's listed isn't a back 5. It's more of a traditional 4-4-2, kind of what
Okay.
we've
No
seen
way.
rolled out. Yeah, but usually what goes on the team list isn't actually correct. So I'll go through the team just quickly.
Yeah.
There's just the one change.
Yep.
Jesse Randall comes in to start up front in place of Max Mata, who didn't travel because of that hamstring injury, so he didn't come across. Jesse Randall will start, and Liam Gillian comes onto the bench. Otherwise, unchanged.
Right, Gillian on the bench, Randall starting.
Can you give us the full team?
Sure. Paulson in goal, Sakai right back, Hall and Paidecker, and then De Vries left back, Vestrata and Gallegos in the midfield, Rogerson on the right, Francois on the left, and up front, Mai and Randall.
Wow. He started Francois.
Francois on the left.
Yeah,
Maya,
so I'm
man.
really surprised with that. Okay. Yeah.
What do you make of that selection, Rob?
It's consistent. I wondered if he'd maybe go with Bremer from the start, or at least mirror what he did against Victory last time, Steve Parker playing with that back 5. But he's stuck firm, he's stayed consistent, he's pretty happy with his team. He knows what's best, and it seems to have worked so far this season. I can't doubt what Bimby's done, so see how it goes.
I'm just really surprised that he's decided to start Francois. To me, he just doesn't seem the type of player that you'd start in a particular tight 2-leg playoff kind of games, really. But yeah,
Well, he gives us width. He gives us width, and and obviously De Vries on that side as well.
Yeah,
That's a strong left side.
Yeah, that just surprised me. I thought he'd just go way tighter than that. I really did think he'd go 5 at the back. I really did think he'd go Elliott, Sakai, Paul Peinecker and De Vries, and then you can pick the other 5 players ahead of them or whatever. So yeah.
I wonder about the role of Jake Brimmer this evening, because it is obviously he's going back to his old club. There's a narrative around Jake, but he's going to start from the bench, I guess. So impact player.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I read into that as well. There's a lot of impact coming on, particularly with Liam Gillian as well, and Nader Moreno's on the bench. It's pretty consistent for mine. There's nothing that's too out of the ordinary for me. I'm pretty excited by that lineup. Jesse Randall was handy against Western United in that last round game, and he's got a lot of pace. He can cause a lot of problems. Which kind of leads into Victory's team news. There was a late scratching for them. Their captain has been withdrawn due to a leg injury, Roderick Miranda. That's a pretty big out for them. So I wonder, Jesse Randall's more of a battering ram with his pace as well. Could cause a few issues in the back for Victory.
I tell you who looked good to me was Azani. I mean, do we put someone tight on him?
Yeah, you go, Robbie. Yeah, what do you think?
Potentially. So the way that they've listed him on the formation, Arzani is on the left. So it'll be Hiroki Sakai's job kind of primarily to look after him, and Valupale will be on DeVries' side. I expect him to kind of switch around as they go throughout the night. Doesn't matter for me. Either way, Sakai and DeVries have got a lot of work on their hands, and they're very capable, more than capable of nullifying those two.
That's quite interesting that they switched.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that they switched. Yeah.
How do we feel like the tactics are going to be, Rob, tonight? I mean, we've talked about this a lot, but going into the game, not long to go now, like, is it very much a sit and that first half? Are we going to sort of suss each other out a little bit?
Yeah, that's kind of what I get the feeling is it could be pretty cagey, or it could just be to be an all-out attack from both sides. We won't know until we know. But typically, Gorica sides tend to play it more cagey, absorb a little bit more, and then wait for that opportunity to go. And that's kind of how it played out last time against Victory as well. It was only Victory had their chances. And don't forget Alex Bolson's brilliant Gordon Banks-like save, which kind of kept them out and won us the game in the end, really. So it could be a bit of a boxing match early. It'll be tight. It'll be very tight.
That was going to be my point. I was going to how many people remember that the Gordon Banks save was against Melbourne Victory? Yeah. Robbie's got me again. Yeah, that was going to be my ace in the hole. That ground, yeah.
Well, you made a man of the match, didn't you? And we figured out you couldn't be referred to as in the same territory as Gordon Banks and not get man of the match.
I think that was right.
Gordon Banks is to save and not get man of the match.
And Robbie probably must know by now how reluctant I am to give goalkeeper man of the match. I don't think I've ever give goalkeepers man of the matches very often. So he should be when he's packing his bags and heading off back to the UK. Hopefully Alex has heard this. He's actually been given a man of the match by a nice drop of ball. I think that'll. He'll remember that for sure.
Just that little bit he needs.
Yeah, exactly. If he needs any more, it'll just be that little bit, that little special bit.
Just a quick word on last night's semi from you, Robbie. I was personally disappointed that Western aren't still in the tie. You know, I mean, what was your take on it?
Yeah, surprised. Wasn't expecting that kind of result. City looked very good. Western United, weren't at the races. Noah Bodett, I mentioned it on the pod last week, that niggle in his the knock, the leg, I think it was.
Yes.
Kept him out of the game. Only came on about an hour in, about half an hour. Look, anything can happen in football. And Liaili, you can turn around a 3-goal deficit fairly quickly. But it doesn't look good. City were very, very sharp. I think Western's got a lot of work on their hands next leg.
Yeah, I mean, from an Auckland City fan's perspective, of all the teams that I've seen that could turn 3-0 around pretty quickly, it would be Western United, to be honest. Like, they can score quick. Like, they, you know, when they get one, they get two pretty quickly. I mean, that's what they did against us. So, yeah, never know.
It's a lesson, though, with these two-legged semi-finals. You don't want to be sat there after game 1, 3-0 down.
It sucks.
Like, you know, for us, we don't want to be there. I mean,
worst place.
I mean, does that come into your thinking as a manager with these two-leggers?
Yeah.
That away game or that first game, just don't lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially, but you don't want to be going into it with that fearful mindset. I know we don't want to be defensive. I don't want to be negative. We do almost have it's almost a free swing because there's only 90 minutes. The extra time comes in the second leg. So that second leg's, I think, going to be key. So it doesn't mean, you know, don't be negative. Just go out and play. Whatever happens across the first 90 minutes happens, and then you can look to rectify that if you need to in the second. But I think just go out and try and win rather than defend this away leg.
Yeah, it's such a tough way to look at these type of games. I mean, I've been through so many playoffs, back in the UK leagues, and it's just, like you say, that's what sits in the back of my mind when I used to watch back in the UK. You just don't want to go away in the first leg and lose like 2 or 3-0. Just to sit on that all week is just, and that if you don't get that first goal in the second leg, you're toast. Pretty much, you're doomed.
I think it's important that Auckland don't concede in the first half tonight. That's going to be a tricky place for us to be because
half-time 0-0.
Yeah, half-time 0-0 will be good.
Just do that.
We don't want to be conceding a goal in that first half because that's the home support behind them.
Yeah, and like we've been reading, I think you might have said it, Robbie, or you, Dale, but I think a lot of over in Australia, they feel that if Melbourne Victory have got a chance, they need to get a result in this game. They need to be ahead.
2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals. 2 goals.
2 goals to come here and beat us.
That's what they get. Yeah, they reckon they need to be 2 ahead. I mean, that's. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's paying us a lot of respect.
That is a lot of respect. Yeah.
And just a temperature check on the general feeling in Aussie, Robbie, about Auckland FC and what's going on with these semi-finals.
A lot of people after last night's game would City. Potentially, I think there were a few just saying, prepare the plane tickets. We're going to Auckland after last night's game. So, yeah, I think there's a few going to be in the Auckland camp. Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah, Melbourne City. If it is Melbourne City in the final, if we should get there.
All roads lead through Melbourne.
Is that right? They've had four last grand finals they featured in, and only one of them back in 2021. I think I've got.
That's correct. Correct.
Yeah. So
pretty awful record, actually, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
25%. Yeah.
Maybe we wouldn't mind playing them in the final, but let's get through Melbourne Victory first. They're a big finals team. They won a lot of finals. They've won the most finals game of any A-League team. Do you think that bears anything on the game tonight, Rob, that Melbourne Victory have got this history, or is it just on the night?
It does play a little bit. It's a big club and they're very successful with finals, so there's that weight of history that's always with them. I think it changes year on year. The squad changes every season. It's pretty considerable change. So it depends on the night. It's a mixture of both, but a lot of it is on the night. You can't shake. If you're a Victory player, there is an expectation to win. So there will be a bit of pressure on them for sure.
All right, before you go, Rob, prediction.
You knew it was coming.
Well, 2-1 Auckland, 3-1. I can see us holding them out. Miranda out is a very big one for me, and I just think Steve Corica will have this team absolutely primed and ready to go. I'm not worried. I'm not worried tonight.
Love it.
Nice. All right, Robbie Feldman, thank you very much for turning up for us, mate. Enjoy the game at home.
Likewise, lads. Go the Black Knights.
Is that going to be Go the Black?
Go the Black Knights.
Go the Black Knights. Yeah,
we lost Robbie at the end.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go straight to the Brit, which is the other bar in Auckland that has got a big party on tonight. We're at the watch party tonight. We'll go straight to Nick Andrews.
Hey, vamos Auckland, carajo!
Ah, buongiorno. Hola.
Hola.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Good evening to you too.
A little bit.
This is the best one so far.
See him.
Why did we not start with this one?
I don't know.
This one's awesome.
Tell us, Nick, where are you and what's happening?
So here we're in the Brit. Things are quite chill here. There is plenty of people, but I think most people are more interested in food and drink so far than in any kind of game. They've been passing the demolition derby here on the other side. But it's really cold. Nothing completely different to what I can hear from here, from the Tyler Street.
It's a bit rowdy over here, Nick. It's a bit rowdy.
Yeah. I can hear it. And trust me, even with the music, we can hear it from here.
So Nick, you're from Argentina originally, I believe.
Yeah.
So you're a big football fan. How have you found supporting Auckland FC this year?
All right. You mean? What do I feel like it? I mean, it's a sense of belonging. I mean, it's. This thing happened. I really miss my team and watching my team River Plate playing there in Argentina. And then suddenly a miracle happened, and we have a team here in Auckland, and we can support it. I must confess that before this, I followed Wellington. The Phoenix. Just because I didn't have anything else to follow. So, yeah. But it was kind of far away. Yeah, it's the Kiwi team, but it's kind of far away. I don't have any chance to go and watch it. But this feeling that I can be there in the stadium every fortnight at least, and watch it. Oh, that's good.
That is so lovely. And what, are you with friends and family tonight watching the game?
Oh, I'm with Mrs. there.
Is it Mrs.?
Marianne, yeah. We actually, my kid was in a school trip, so he couldn't come with us. That's why we came here. And but the three of us go to the stadium together usually. And when we play away, we gather with a couple of mates to watch a game there.
I think one of the lovely things, if you can hear me, Nick, has been one of the lovely things has been there are so many fans from so many different countries supporting Auckland FC. South American contingent, people from Asia, a lot of Pommies, and Kiwis, of course. So it's a melting pot. This fan base, right?
Which is what Auckland is about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's only natural. I think that's a great thing about it. And sorry, I must say it, but I can see that we bring a little bit of a spice into it. I could watch a couple of games in the fourth zone. Okay. Yep. And I really enjoyed it, but then we took a membership and I went to the East stand. And oh please, what is happening to you? You're watching the football game. So wake up, come on, stop swearing.
You got to get up and cheer.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, this is what the effort about. So, And I could sense that.
Lovely, Nick. Hey, it's really great to talk to you, mate. What's the score going to be tonight? What is the score going to be? Give me a prediction.
1-0 from my almost perennial mate.
1-0.
It's going to be 1-0, and it's going to be Guille mate.
Guille, South American, of course.
Hot favourite.
All right, Nick, you have a great time over there, Brett. We will see you later.
Thank you. Same to you. Yeah, bye-bye.
Beautiful. It's absolutely right. The connection has been missing for a lot of real football fans.
Yeah.
In this city with football. I mean, you and I are the same.
Yeah.
We can get up in the middle of the night and watch football on the telly.
Yeah, exactly.
I had never had any interest in the Wellington Phoenix, really.
Yeah, it was a tough. Yeah, it just wasn't. There wasn't that connection, was there? Really?
No.
Yeah. If we'd have lived in Wellington, there's probably a good chance
it would have been different.
No, just looking over your shoulder. The main man's giving the old the old interview at the moment.
Yeah, so we're watching pictures in Melbourne, Steve Corica being interviewed, and looks like we're only about 20-30 minutes from kickoff. What's going through the players' minds now, Matthew, 30 minutes before kickoff?
I mean, as we mentioned in the previous podcast, I think you've just got to, I mean, you know, they work with sports psychologists all the time, so I think it's just they would have gone through a routine, they'd have known the game plan, there'd be an idea of exactly where they want to set up and what they want to do, what they want to achieve, and then really I think the last 15, 20, 25 minutes is just trying to, I don't know, cool the engines a little bit, you know. I mean, we've all seen movies and football movies where they try and roll players up and they bang things and they shout. I don't know if that's much the case anymore. I think it's just getting, you know, knowing your job, do your job, as Roy Keane would say.
Do your job?
Do your job.
Do your job.
I hope there's no Irish people listening there.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Might be the worst impersonation ever, but just, you know your role, do your job. Get it done.
Yeah, it's time probably just to get the old sports rub on over there, I'd say.
Oh, how I'm getting on?
Yeah, well, how are your injuries doing? So for those that weren't watching before, one of our kind sponsors, USL Sports Care, have given us like a new miracle kind of rub, and these guys are the sponsors for the medicine for Auckland FC.
I tell you, the first thing straight away is that the smell is like there's nothing. That's what's really fantastic about it. I mean, I actually needed to buy some. I'm actually out of what I usually use. I think I use the dirty word, the deep heat.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, the old DP.
So, this is what I use just because the smell. As I mentioned before, my partner absolutely hates the smell.
But talk us
that's
through
great.
what's it doing? Is it like numbing it a little bit?
It's got enough effect where I can feel it's working, but it's not over too much. Like it's not over the top too much. So no, it's great. Great on the neck. I think it's got me through the last 10 minutes, that's for sure, anyway. Because when we did our last live podcast, it ain't.
Oh, because
when I woke up in the morning.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah. See how we go. It's going well. It's going really well.
You got an injury coming on the podcast?
So, could I sign for ACC on that? Is that a claim?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you're not really at work. You're a hobby, really.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, it's leisure.
I think it's
claim
right.
this on ACC.
Sore neck from podcasting.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that's something.
Would you like to come on the podcast, boys? Oh, there we go. The boys in blue wandering past there. Shout out to the boys in blue.
501. Yeah.
Keeping us safe this evening, of course. Auckland downtown. Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a quick ad. Here we go.
Drop of port where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. You're watching Nice Drop of Port where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
Welcome our Premier Final sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a...
All right, we're back on. So the atmosphere is certainly building here in Auckland. A lot of the fans behind us decorated out in the port gear. Just digesting that news on the team news. We did talk about it when Robbie was on. You're a little bit surprised that Marley Francois is going to be in the team.
Yeah, I just don't think it really. I just think a playoff, it's tight. There's a lot on the line. I don't want to dig out a certain player, but I just feel like this isn't the type of game that I would play. That type of player, he roams, he moves, but I feel like Corica sets Auckland FC like a lot of managers do. Everybody's a cog in a wider machine. Everyone's got a job, everyone's got a role, and I feel like Francois is a bit Is it mercurial? He's a mercurial type of player.
Well, he's a game winner.
Yeah, he's a game breaker, he's a game winner, but I just feel like this isn't the type of game that we need something like that. So,
You're right.
yeah,
All right, we're gonna cross to back to Melbourne. We are at the AMI Stadium. Let me get my cans on. Oh my goodness! Speak to Fabian. Hold on. Here we go.
Hi, mate.
Fabian, can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah. Speak loudly. We are.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Fabian.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Right, Fabian, briefly describe to me what you can see in front of you and what is happening.
Well, we've got the full away, mate. The party's ready for it. Say hi, boys. Podcast. Rest. Not many Victory fans. It's quite empty, to be fair.
Not many Victory fans there. No Victory fans.
Sorry?
How loud is the Port going to be tonight? How loud are Auckland FC going to be tonight in that stadium?
I reckon we'll be louder than the rest of the old Victory fans. We all give for it. We're for it. It will be loud.
Yeah, what about your flag? Is the French flag there? Do you have the French flag?
The French flag is there. The battle flag is there.
Les tricolores. Here we go. Show us the flag. Show us the flag, Fabian. Hey! Vive la France! Vive la France!
I was actually wondering if they were going to let him let it in.
They got it in. Pictures coming out of AMI Stadium over in Melbourne. Fabian Busson's with us. Fabian, what is the mood of the fans? What is the mood? Are we going to win tonight? What's the mood of the fans there?
I think quietly confident, mate. I reckon 2-0, 3-0. I think we've got that.
Right.
2-0, 3-0.
There's the prediction.
Very confident, very confident. Who's going to score the goal? Who's scoring the goals tonight, Fabian?
I reckon May will score one, as he did 2 weeks ago. And Mali Francois for the second goal for AFC.
Here we go, let's get some singing going. Get the singing going. Let's hear some more singing. More singing, more singing.
And when we win the league, we'll sing this song all night. Magic, he wins magic, and when he came to Auckland, he said, I fancy that.
To his right foot.
And when we win it, we'll sing this song all night.
Oh,
really good.
Well, thank you very much, Fabian. I can tell you that the whole of downtown Auckland is absolutely pumping down here. See you later. Good luck.
See you, man. Cheers.
That is pictures coming to us from inside AMI Stadium in Melbourne, which is a stadium right next to the MCG muscle.
Right.
Stadium right next to it.
That was pretty cool.
Cool.
I was actually, the flag question came out. I wondered if they were going to allow him in the stadium with the flag.
Yep.
It's a pretty big flag.
It's a pretty decent flag.
It's not easy to hide that away and get it in the get that in the ground. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome.
So we've got 200 fans over there in the stadium. Thousands, I think, have turned out tonight. We were just seeing pictures from the square behind us.
Yeah, we were.
Which the staff in here told us it took them an hour. They had to turn it over in 1 hour from. There was some sort of
market
going on, the weekend market.
Yeah.
And
it looks great.
They turned it over in 1 hour, and there was a massive screen out there. DJ, but the DJ will be off soon. Big screen. The atmosphere down here, I can tell you, is pretty decent. You know, a lot of singing, a lot of drinking. We're going to jump off air soon.
I'd say, yeah.
I think we've get ourselves a drink.
I think we're ready to go, aren't we?
I think we've done our dust. We've crossed over to Melbourne a couple of times. We've spoken to some fans in here. We've had Blair Boy on.
We've been breaking news. The food's out. I think I might have to. Oh wait, no.
Chicken for the troops over the back.
Chicken's coming over. I think that means it's ready. I think when the chicken comes out.
I think when the chicken comes out,
it's time to go.
It means we're ready.
Yeah, that must mean something.
All right, well, we're sort of getting to the point where you and I decide what's going to happen in this game tonight, Matthew.
I've called it.
I think we. Well, do you want to go first? How do you feel the game's going to go?
Yeah, I hate to be
a prediction.
I hate to be a bit of a party pooper. I don't want to, great crowd, great vibes, but okay, I'm not going to go 0-0. I'm going to go 1-1. 1-1 for me.
1-1 for you.
1-1.
1-1 for you. I think it's going to be an absolute belter of a game. It's going to be goals.
It's going to be a back and forth job.
It's going to be goals.
Basketball job, yeah.
I'm going to go 2-2.
A 2-2. A Desmond.
A Desmond 2-2 tonight.
I love a Desmond.
We've got some talk coming in on the chat. We've got Matt Sampson, who's up there in Thailand.
Yeah, some shout-outs.
Up the port, Matt. Nick's World of Football's on. Are away goals on these final series worth double? Well, they're not.
No.
Is the answer.
Bonnie's cleared that up for us.
Yeah, no double goals, which means there'll be extra time and pens.
That's right.
At Mount Smart, not tonight. Tonight will only be 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Kate Wetherall's on saying the bass in this bar's vibrating the table at our table. Oh no, that's not for us. That's a technical note.
that's a peek behind the curtain, bit of a job. I think we had, what else have we got? Something about my head.
Your head.
Oh, the advert. Hotter than my head.
Hotter than Matt's head.
Yeah, sure.
I think the more viewers that come on, the worse we're getting tonight, Matt. So I think we need to get worse and worse.
I think
we've got a few watching the live out there.
This is the best bit. When we've got really not much more to say and we're on the way down.
I always think, though,
these are the best bits.
I always think, even with a big football match, the big football matches down the years, these are the best bits.
They are.
Build-up.
This is it.
Like for me, as a Spurs fan back there in Blighty.
Yeah.
This is as good as it gets normally.
Yeah.
Before the game.
Yeah.
Because after the game, it's rubbish.
Well, yeah, and when you're watching the game as well, I mean, some people can't even barely look at it.
Yeah.
Some people have to leave the room. It is all about the build-up.
I know.
That's right.
There might be a lot of tension in the room.
Yeah. I mean, didn't that always decide if you were going to watch it on? I mean, when England played, you went BBC or ITV.
Yep.
You'd have a favourite.
Yep.
You like your Des Lynam or you like your, I don't know, whether the bloke was on the other end.
Well, I hope people have got a Sky Sports subscription, because that's the only way you're going to watch it tonight.
Yeah.
We can't play it. No, we can't play the game. But it has been an absolute honour to be here tonight.
Yeah.
Down at Tyler Street Sports. Thank you to the bar. Acknowledgement and thanks to our sponsors, Behemoth Brewing and USL as well, who have actually helped Matt back out no good.
This is that's
done the job.
This is for me, yeah.
And
that's so far.
And I say the beer I had as the preload has done my job as well. That's all I need.
Yeah, so I'm creamed up, you're beard up.
Brain Smiles has done me.
Let's get the game on.
We have come a long way, Matthew. This started more than 6 weeks before the season.
It was, with the fruit bowl.
We had Matt with his big fruit bowl. We didn't know hardly anything about the team or what was going to be happening.
Or what was going to happen.
We had no idea how the team would go, or the connection that would be built in this city between the people and the fans and these players who have played their hearts out for us week after week. And it's been a real thrill to be part of, to be honest.
It has, yeah. Just the connection that the team, how quickly the team made the connection with the city and the people that go and watch. Like that's, I think a lot of football teams try and achieve that, and it's not easy, and it has to be organic.
Yeah.
And they've done it, and it's a shout out to like your Nick Beckers, Steve Corrigan for setting the team up, people like Tommy Smith.
Yep.
Having someone like him, a Kiwi, having that connection. Yeah, it's been fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
It's going to be a big night and a big end to the finals for those Kiwi lads in the team. Actually, a lot of them have come home to be part of this. They've been playing overseas.
They deserve a final.
They deserve a final.
I know they've won the league, and I think to be honest, personally, I think winning the league is a better achievement than winning the cup. But
not in the A-League. It's
about
winning this grand
and that's
final.
right. And I really hope they get a final. I really do hope they get to the final. They deserve a final. Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
And a quiet word for Liam Gillian, who's back on the bench.
Yeah.
He's obviously had a rough season. He's been out of the picture a little bit. Come back in.
He's 22. He's got so much more.
But he's a guy who could really feature tonight in these finals.
Exactly.
They all could come on.
Yeah.
You know, the subs. Moreno.
And if you win it, they all get a medal.
Moreno, of course, big impact player off the bench.
That's right.
I'm really excited to get to the bar.
I think the nerves have just started to kick in a little bit.
I know. I'm
the game.
I'm thinking about a vodka and soda.
Love that.
You know, one beer's enough for me on the carbs.
Sure. Offset it.
Yeah, offset it.
Offset it with the vodka.
Predictions are mine's a draw 2-2. You're a 1-1.
I'm a 1-1.
I feel like it's going to be a pulsating game.
Yeah.
Wherever you are watching it this evening, whether you're having a party, whether you're at one of the bars, whether you're over in Australia, enjoy the game. Get behind Auckland FC.
Yeah.
And up the port.
Up the port.
And we are out. That is Nice
We
Drop of
welcome
Port,
our
live from
Premier
Tyler
Finals
Street Sports.
sponsor, Behemoth Brewing, teaming up with Nice Drop of Port for these history-making games.
You're watching Nice Drop of Port, where the footy is hotter than Matt's head on a hot sunny day. Like, subscribe, or we'll tell your mates you're a Phoenix fan.
It's a perfect cross. Shirley with the header. That's how you put a smile on the scoreboard.
One for the highlight reel and the fridge. Behemoth Breweries, Brain Smiles.